Okay. Just getting our live stream up and running here. How's it going? Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. All right. What are you celebrating today? It's going to be a fun little story time today, actually. We're going to be um, talking more about confidence, and I want to tell you a story about my journey of confidence because it really is a journey. It's not an all or nothing, it's not a destination. It really is just a spectrum of development. And so I just want to talk more about that. I was talking with my coach this week, and she really encouraged me to tell this story. And so I'm going to do that. And it's a little uncomfortable, but but that's growth, right? So um so yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm celebrating this week that I had my first strategic business introduction meeting, which is an online Zoom meeting. So if you ever want to join me on there, you're always welcome. I would love to have you. Just message me and we'll get you in there. It's an online, it's like a masterminding type meeting. And we had 12 women. I filled it up this time and I'm so excited and that's really what I'm celebrating. We had 12 women and we met for 2 hours and we talked about our businesses, got to know everyone there because we didn't all know each other. So it was fun to get to know new people, meet new ladies, and learn about their businesses. And then we had a time of masterminding where each person got to talk about something either that's challenging in their business or that they would love some feedback on, or just an opportunity to bring something that is on your mind that you would bring to an advisory board, right? Like we are each other's advisory board. And so it was really powerful. So I'm celebrating that. How about you? I'd love to hear. So please drop that in the comments what you're celebrating today. And I have a little story for you. So like I said, I was talking with my coach this weekend, telling her about this, and so I wanted to share it. She encouraged me to share it with you, and so I will. So it's funny because I hear all the time people will say to me, "Oh, you're so professional and you seem like you have it all together and you seem so confident." And it's funny because every time I hear that, I'm like, yeah, I think to myself, right? I never say it out loud because I'm always like, oh, thank you. I like to have the habit for myself of receiving compliments and being grateful for them rather than deflecting them. I think I used to be a deflector of compliments, but now I try to receive them because they're always given in love. And so I want to accept that. So but inside, sometimes what I think about when I hear that is that I think, oh, yeah, it may appear that way. But inside, I'm like, rarely, if ever, feel like I have it all together, right? I don't feel like I am as confident as I want to be, or I don't feel like I'm not, as professional as maybe somebody else, or and it's funny that I think that because I know I've been exposed recently to some groups, and I'm thinking that about myself, and then I realize or hear from other people that they're thinking about that, thinking about themselves that way too, right? So it's funny that we see everyone else as having it all together, and we then see ourselves as not. So so even though I might appear that way, it's not, I don't always feel that way, right? I guess is the point. And especially, this year has been a year of tremendous internal growth for me. and transition and change in my business, which is all, it's very exciting. But it really has tested my confidence, and I feel like I'm kind of on a growth edge, right? Where you're, I almost think of it as like I'm teetering, right? On either staying in the cave or really going big. And so I'm always on that edge of making that decision. And it's not always easy to make the decision to step out and to go big and to take myself and my business to the next level. And especially this year, as I have taken on this role with eWomen Network as the managing director of our chapter here in Northern Colorado, it's been quite a challenge to my confidence and my view of myself, because I think back to like just 5 years ago when I really decided and made the decision I really wanted to grow and scale my business and really grow my impact and help more women to grow their businesses. And so I think back to that time, and if someone would have told me that I would have the visibility in the leadership position that I have now, I would have totally crumbled, right? Like it would have been just terrifying. And so I want to just offer that, because confidence is a journey. And so even back then, I didn't think, oh, well, I got to start working on my confidence now because of where I'm going, seeing in the future. But I also knew that if I wanted to have a greater impact, if I wanted to grow my business, if I wanted to make more money, I knew I had to begin on that journey of committing to the work of growing myself, because I've been in business for 18 years, right? And so 5 years ago, I had been in business for almost 10 years. I don't know. Math is not easy at this time of day. But, and I knew that, and I had experienced that doing all of the actions around marketing and growing and scaling, I could do all the actions, but without also growing myself and growing my own confidence and committing to the work of changing my thinking around myself and my value, that I was going to continually hit that ceiling. And so I really wanted to talk about that with you today, because I see so many women that are wanting to make a larger impact and grow a bigger business, and they're keep coming up against their self-concept, right? Their the ceiling of that confidence and that belief they have in themselves. And so that's why I am always talking about working on ourselves and our mindset, in addition to all of the marketing strategies and doing all of the marketing and sales actions, right? Like we can do the actions all day long, but if our self-concept and our confidence is lacking, then that is going to come through also. That energy is always going to come through. And so it will affect how much and how quickly we're able to grow and able to grow our businesses. And I have seen that over and over again with clients, with myself in my own business. And so this work is incredibly important. And so when I committed 5 years ago to wanting to grow my business, I knew that I also had to commit to growing my mind, changing my thoughts and growing my mindset. And so that has been incredibly impactful for me and for the work that I'm doing. And so I always say, if this is work that you are ready for, let's do it. There's no better time, right? And the benefit of working on your confidence and in concert with that, working on your marketing, is that it makes marketing so much easier, and it makes your growth and your sales so much, you just feel like there's so much less resistance, right? Yes, we can push, 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 and make some improvement, some progress. But once we are attending to our self concept, our confidence, learning to trust ourselves, and growing ourselves into that next level CEO, then until we're doing that, we're always going to be feeling that resistance and that difficulty. And so the way I see that show up for clients and for myself and for other women that I talk to is that there's a lot of, procrastinating going on, or a lot of this, I know what I should be doing, I know what I need to be doing, but I'm just not doing it. Or there's a lot of avoiding doing the things we need to be doing, because, or avoiding things with like thinking, oh, well, I need another certification, or I need to go learn how to do Facebook ads, or I need to go learn how to do this or that or the other thing, or I have to get better. And so what I would say and is like, what if you're already good enough? What if you already know enough? And what if you already have enough right now to make all the money that you want, to have the impact, all the impact that you want with your business, to create all the financial freedom for your family that you want? What if that could be true? And all it takes is learning to believe in yourself, learning to deeply understand the value that you offer, that you have already to give to the world, and believing in yourself and just really developing that confidence. And when you do that, it just comes through. It just like exudes, it just kind of leaks out of you. That's really gross, but just kind of comes out of you everywhere you are and everywhere you go. And people will notice that, right? And you can think about, I always like go to extreme examples, right? So think about if you walked into a car dealership and you sat down with, I don't know, say you went to a Mercedes dealer. I don't drive Mercedes, or I've never bought one, but say you went to a really nice car dealership and you sat down and you're like, I want, that Mercedes that's right there in the showroom. That's the one I want. I'm ready to buy it right now. I need it. And I need this car. I don't have a car and I need to buy one. And the person behind the desk that you sat down with was like, well, it's an okay car. It'll get you from place to place. I think it's going to be fine. Okay. Like if that was the energy, you would be taken aback, rather than if you sat down and said, okay, I think I want to buy a Mercedes. What do I need to know about this car? And if they were like, okay, this is the best car you will ever own, and let me tell you why, right? It's going to get you from place to place, but it's also going to just hug you when you sit in that seat. And when you grab onto that wheel, that steering wheel, it's going to be the exact temperature that your hands need at that moment. And it's going to know exactly the seat position that you want. It's going to make you feel so well cared for. You're going to feel amazing driving this car. It's going to go as fast as you want. It's going to give you that feeling of status that you have always dreamt of. And so, like you can kind of feel the energy, the different energy in those very extreme examples. Um, and so it's the same with us, right? Like if we are out in the world talking to people, which we should be if we're marketing and selling, and we're doing so, but we're internally questioning everything like, well, maybe I'm not the best, or they probably don't need what I have to offer. Maybe they want it, but they don't really need it, or they probably don't have enough money to buy it, or, all of these overthinking and questioning things. But if we just developed that confidence and that belief that what we have to offer is changing lives, is going to help that person that we're best suited to help and serve and give them the result that they most want, that we can help them with, then everything will change, right? When we go out into the world with that kind of confidence. And yes, you have to have integrity and honesty, right? Of course. But I think as women, a lot of times we have, we're overqualified and we have so much value and service that we're giving, but yet we don't really own up to that a lot of times. And I'm the same way, right? Like I always am working on owning up to the value that I offer and really owning that the work that I do can and does, like can, right? That's even questionable, right? Does help my clients to achieve their goals, to create the beautiful business that they have always dreamed of, to help them feel really great and joyful in their business. And when I think about that, I get really fired up about it. And it's true. So I just encourage you. I wanted to share this story with you today and just encourage you that confidence is a journey, and it's a journey that I would love to go on with you as your guide to really help you to continually be developing your confidence and your self-concept and believing in yourself and really envisioning yourself as that impactful CEO, woman entrepreneur that I know that you can be. And sometimes it's really great to be able to borrow the belief of your coach when you don't even believe in yourself sometimes. And that's what my coaches are for me. And that's what I want to be for you. And so if that work is something that you're interested in doing, I, of course, would love to talk with you more about it and just sit down and learn more about you, more about your business, where you're going, where you're feeling stuck, and helping you through that, and working not only with what's going on, between your ears, but also with your strategy and with the marketing and sales and even the delivery of your services. I can help you with as well. So that all starts with setting up a meeting, setting up a call with me. And I'm just going to put my scheduling link in the chat. But I hope that this has been helpful for you and just inspiring you to want to do this work, whether you do it with me or not, whether you do it with a coach or alone. I always feel like working on my mindset with a coach, I've made so much more progress than doing it on my own, because a lot of times we can't call ourselves on our own crap, right? Like we're just blind to it sometimes. But I don't know if that's posting to Facebook. I don't know. I'm having trouble with the Facebook here, but so yeah, I wanted to share that story with you and just encourage you that this work is important, even if you don't know 5 years down the line why it's important. Your future self might be telling you right now that it is important, because you're going to have opportunities come your way, come across your path, and you want to be mentally ready, willing, and able to say yes and to really make the most of those opportunities. And I know you can do it. You are amazing, and the world needs what you have to offer. And so I just encourage you to continue working on that confidence, building your business. You're doing a great job. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day and evening and weekend. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week. Talk to you soon. Bye. Have a good one.